Empaths, dark night of the soul. Ooh, let's talk about it. The dark night of the soul is one of the most important events that will ever happen to an empath, because getting through the dark night of the soul means the death of the false self. Who is the false self? The false self is the identity that the ego has sold you, told you that you need to be to survive. Now, for an empath, this conversation from the ego will typically sound something like this. You need to be an introvert to be safe. You have to stay away from people. People are scary. You have to fear everything. You're forever cursed to take on people's energy against your will. You have no say in whose energy you take on. You're forever cursed to only be in relationships with emotional manipulators. You're going to attract all of the narcs from all over the place. And this typically leads to not only a life lived in fear, but a lot of self-confidence issues and self-trust issues. Well, here comes the hero to save the day. Who's the hero? The dark night of the soul, disguised as the villain. Remember, guys, the dark is not the enemy. Why? Because source is also the darkness, because source is all things. Your superpowers are hidden in the darkness, but they're hidden and locked behind unhealed trauma. So when you heal the trauma that makes you believe all of those things that are in alignment with fear, now you step into your real, authentic truth. Authenticity loves to be expressed. Fear is the barrier to expression. Once you heal the fear, you express your authentic truth fearlessly. Now, for an empath, that authentic truth means the unleashing of very special abilities. Some empathic abilities in there, some highly sensitive intuition, some psychic abilities, the ability to read energy, to manipulate energy, to direct energy, to read other people's energy, mediumship. You start adding these different empathic abilities onto someone who's already healed. Now you're stepping into being someone that is supernatural. You're on a different plane. This is where the term super empath comes from.